Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Tarot Scopes. That would be the Tarot Scopes for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of May 2023. That's Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Rising. Before we get to the readings, let's take a look let's look at the astrology briefly. We have a lot of changes happening this month. We have an eclipse. We have a grand cross in the sky. We have Pluto changing direction. We have Mercury changing direction. So let's start with the first thing that happens, which is Pluto. Pluto, which is now in Aquarius, stations retrograde. And so it is starting to move back towards Capricorn. It's going to take another month and a half before it gets there. It goes back into Capricorn on the 11th of June. So this month, Pluto continues to go through Aquarius, and it's actually a good sign, actually, I think, for Sagittarius, because it really brings forth all those things that are meaningful to Sagittarius with this Pluto in Aquarius. We also have Mercury changing direction. That's happening on the 14th. Mercury is actually stationing direct. It starts the month retrograde and moves direct on the 14th, and then moves out of its shadow shortly thereafter once it moves into June. It seems as though there's going to be a lot of shifts, a lot of tension, and a lot of energy this month, but we may not be able to really figure out what just happened until June. And then we have July, and that's a whole nother thing. So these changes that we're going through are big and intense and evolutionary. So not your imagination. Things are pretty damn intense. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, changes signs this month. It moves into Taurus. Now, it's been in Aries. You like that. It's another fire sign. But now it moves into Taurus, so it slows down a bit. You're not that thrilled, but that Taurus energy does help to sort of build the coffers for you. So there's really nothing wrong with it. It's just going a lot slower than you're maybe comfortable with. Mars, the planet of speaking of comfortable and moving forwards, Mars, the planet of action, finally gets to move into a fire sign again, moves into Leo. And so it's like, yes, Mars is like, I'm in Leo. Yes, I can express myself. And as soon as it moves into Leo, it's opposing Pluto. We also have your Jupiter actually moves into Taurus a couple of days before that, squaring Pluto. As it moves into Taurus, boom, squares Pluto. As Mars moves into Leo, boom, opposes Pluto. This is all happening around the nodes of the moon. The nodes of the moon now are around 4 degrees. So the nodes are included in this, and that's what creates that grand square in the sky in the middle of May. Beginning of May, 5/5, we have a full moon lunar eclipse, part of the eclipse season that began with the new moon at 30 degrees of Aries. And as I sit here, we're a little more than, well, let's see, but I think we're at, while I'm doing this, we're about at the first quarter moon. And boy, have things changed and shifted even in that little time. So it'll be interesting to see how that manifests itself. For you, Sagittarius, let's see, we're talking about your 12th house and your 6th house. Karmic situations may come to a close or an unfoldment, or you see something you haven't seen before. It's a transitional zone for you guys. So it's an energy of shifting and changing, and we probably don't see the real shift and change until next month, in May. In June. As I said, you're going to really, I think, start to see what this was all about. Next month, we're going to be just riding the wild waves of this energy shift that we're seeing. So It should be interesting. Anything else that I want to mention? Oh, there's so much to mention, but if you really want to know what's going on with the astrologies, just check out my Astrology Kabbalah of May. That's going to come out probably a day or so after this. Keep your eyes peeled for it, because it'll give you a more detailed overview of what's happening this month for everybody, and you can apply it to yourself. Okay, so let's do a Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle pull. I've been using this Oracle deck for all the readings, and it's a very interesting deck. It is done by Lisa Estabrook, and it's called the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. It's very beautiful. The art is beautiful, and what she says is very helpful and good information. So okay, this is one sticking out here. Aster. Illumination, something is being illuminated. Look at that, Aster, very Sagittarius looking, I think, like, and purple. Two colors that Sagittarius purple is one of the colors, blue is one of the colors these colors right here, right next to me. All right, let's see here. Okay, Aster. I'll hold it up. The cards are just so pretty. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Like a star illuminating your way, Aster helps to provide clarity and focus so that you can discover appropriate channels of communication and self-expression without anxiety and self-consciousness. Aster helps you to manifest your creative ideas, translating inspiration into physical form. Well, that's cool. To be human is to be creative. We all have an innate desire to create, to express ourselves, but often we stifle our own creativity because the voice in our heads or those around us shut us down. So that rather than creating whatever we desire to create and express, be it a piece of art, an efficient innovation for our work, or even just dinner, we end up creating a whole lot of anxiety and self-judgment. This is where Aster shines. She illuminates what literally lights us up. She wants to remind us that the key to uninhibited creative expression, no matter what kind, is accessing through the energy of play. Play is beautifully simple channel of communication and self-expression. There's no anxiety or self-consciousness associated with it, and the activity itself is irrelevant. And the activity itself is irrelevant. It's simply an activity in which we are enjoying ourselves, finding joy. So this is asking you to find your joy. A lot of times joy and Sagittarius has to do with traveling. So you might be planning a trip. All right, let's see. I have to find my cards here. I'm going to use a deck that's actually not a tarot deck. It is another oracle deck. It's the Illuminated Earth Oracle, and I like to use this on occasion. So it's a little bit different than the regular tarot cards. You're not going to recognize necessarily the cards, but we can get a very good story out of these. And seeing as Sagittarius rules the wild places, I think that this is a good deck to look at, Sagittarius. The connection to nature, the connection to real nature, big animals and bears and tigers and elephants, the wild places, the mountains, the Grand Canyon, all Sagittarius stuff. All right, let's see. What do we have here? We have support. You have help. It may not actually come to mind that you need help, but there's help for you. So you're not alone in whatever it is that you need to go through this month. You are not alone. You definitely, there's helping hands all around you. What challenge is that? A block to ask for help. You have to You don't have to carry the burden all by yourself. You don't have to be a hero. You don't have to do that. There's help for you. Ask for it and accept it to help you move this rock off your chest. Underneath it all, we have plants. Plants, this is a good time to explore some perhaps plant medicine, or herbal. If you have any kind of physical ailments, this would be a good time to explore maybe dietary changes, or subtler things, maybe some homeopathy, maybe some more holistic whole view of life and of health. It's also the plants that grow in your yard will also help you to determine what you need to do for yourself. So pay attention to what's growing outside your doorstep. Let's see what's in the past. We have deluge in the past. So there's been some really deep emotional things that you've been through. Cry me a river. You have cried many a river. But that is in the past. That is in the past. Let's see what's in the sky. Oh, harmony. Harmony. The music of the spheres, as it were. So there's harmonious energy out there that you can connect to. Immediate future. We have resistance here. There's still resistance. There's still resistance. Let's continue. Let's continue. How it's seen from the outside. Dreams. Dreams. I feel like people see you as a dreamer, and yet there's something in your life that holds you back from that. Your domestic situation, connection. So the people that you live with, you're going to feel more connected to. This is a really nice card. People you're spending time with, you're going to feel deeper and deeper connections with. I like that. Again, this is really, so far, all these cards indicate to me that you can't go it alone. This is not about going it alone. This is about making connections and stop resisting. Having to do it all by yourself. Let's continue. Let's see. There may be more. Hopes and fears, disguise. Are you afraid that people see who you really are? What do they say? We're really afraid of our power. It's not. What we're really afraid of is our own power. Our own power. And the outcome. Healing. Healing. So you will acquiesce and you will heal. Let's see what's underneath it. Eruption. Yeah, time. Things are coming to the surface. Responsibility, taking responsibility for that. And memory. There are some things from the past, probably childhood, coming up. It's not about assigning blame, but it's about taking responsibility. And there are some people that perhaps need to take responsibility. Those people may not even be around anymore. You may not be able to, actually talk to them and say, you did this to me, and you did, that may not be an option. But if you see how the challenges have served you, in the end, you'll be thanking them for the challenges that they brought forth for you. So, it's a little bit of a struggle, but in the end, you allow the healing to happen, and I'm happy to see that. It just takes all month to get there. All right. Well, that's what I see for Sagittarius. Have yourself a wonderful month, Sagittarius. If help is being offered, take it. The healing is here. The healing is for you. You don't no longer have to resist it. You don't have to carry the burden all by yourself anymore. Not necessary. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful month. If you like these readings, if you'd like to have a reading with me, I do astrology, Kabbalah, and numerology. If you want to see what that reading looks like, you can check out any of my YouTube videos where I'm doing that on, famous people. You don't have to be famous or infamous for that matter, because I do quite a few infamous people as well. I do have two options. I have an hour reading and I have an hour and a half reading. If it's your first time, I like to have a little bit more time with you, but it's up to you. It's up to your budget. I do try to keep the readings relatively inexpensive, but I do realize that it's a commitment and it's a financial commitment. And when you make it, I think most people come away feeling that it was a good investment. Self-knowledge is worth your weight in gold. So, although that's not what I charge, so don't worry about that. And if you want to become a Patreon, there's a link below. If you want to just give me a thumbs up and a share, that would be great too. Trying to get up in the algorithm. I have to still just starting to figure things out, and then they change everything. So I'm not that quick on my feet when it comes to this stuff. So, all right, have yourself a great month, and I'll see you again in June for the Tarot-Scopes for the month of June for Sag. Until then, let people help you and relax, and the healing is coming. The healing is coming. Take care, everyone. Namaste.